For some reason, evangelicals, we have cut off our emotions as a source of informing us about what's going on in our soul. Well, you can't trust your emotions. Well, I'm not advocating we trust our emotions. I'm just suggesting we pay attention to them because God gave them to us for a reason. And we have to realize that part of being created in the image and likeness of God is that we are emotional beings. He's an emotional being. I mean, if you doubt that, just read through the Old Testament. You know, he refers to the Israelites as whoring after other gods, that, you know, they are his bride and he is the husband and he has been betrayed. And you can just, you can just hear the brokenness of his heart at the idolatry of his people. God has created us as emotional beings. When we allow our emotions to inform us about maybe even how the Spirit is guiding us in our lives, it's not that it becomes absolute truth. It just becomes another element that informs us in the direction that God is leading us, or informs us in regard to what's going on in our own hearts. I believe that the job of the local church is the care and the healing of souls. That got lost with modern psychology. Christians and believers have been practicing psychology and the care of soul for centuries before that. It goes back to Augustine. It goes back to Aquinas. And they were influenced by Plato and Aristotle. So here you have, especially Augustine, Aquinas took the best of Augustine and Aristotle, Aristotle not being a believer, and yet allowing the truth there to inform him in his understanding of things. So I think part of the fear that creates resistance for churches is, how can we take something that is secular in its orientation, in its basic presuppositions, and apply that in a biblical way? All truth is God's truth. We need to allow general revelation, being creation, to inform us in our understanding of growth and development. It's not that it ever becomes the primary source. Special revelation, Scripture, is always our primary filter for truth and practice, always, and for faith. But that doesn't mean that we throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I think a lot of churches throw away truth that is derived from what they would refer to as secular psychology, and it hurts people because it keeps them locked into the brokenness that they don't have any way out of.